Welcome back to the Slasher Siblings podcast. I'm your co-host, Cicely.
I'm your host, Hayden.
Today we're talking about Killer Sofa.
This was a tough one.
Killer Sofa. It came out in 2019. It's an hour and 21 minutes. It got a 3.7 out of 10. And there's no rating.
Yeah.
Cool. It's about a killer reclining chair that becomes enchanted by a girl and starts committing crimes of passion. Crimes of passion.
Short and sweet. Go ahead.
And the question, or the answer to the question, what 1971 film features a group of killer rats that are led by a man seeking revenge on those who have wronged him? It's called Willard.
Danielle should have got that one. That's her last name.
Yeah, lol.
Yeah, so if you got that one, good job. We'll read the next one later, so just put it on the Facebook. But let's start talking about this tough watch of a movie.
Tough watch for sure.
It was hard to watch.
I cringed a lot.
I actually found one that I dislike more than Rubber.
Really?
This was bad. I mean,
Okay.
The Death Curse of Tartu or whatever was like a worse movie, period. But Rubber had like a good production value. Like the shots were good and whatnot. It was just the stupidest movie I've ever seen. This somehow beat that. I didn't think it was possible. Like, it was the exact same almost. It was an inanimate object with good shots and production,
Yeah.
rough acting, and it was just insanely stupid. So, I guess let's get into this. The weird opening with that seance guy seemed a little unnecessary.
Yeah.
He was just like talking gibberish to
Yeah.
That was unnecessary.
I was like, what is going on?
It was like a 3-second shot of this dude just like saying random stuff into the air and shaking his hand and like grunting, and like it told us nothing. So was it really necessary is the question. But then, I guess it explains who he was later, but it's still, I don't understand what the beginning 3 seconds of him were for. Didn't make much sense. And then there was that people go into the creepy storage unit randomly. They're just like, oh, let's go into this storage unit and take this recliner chair for some reason. And they never explained like why they went to that specific place for that specific chair.
It was meant to be his fate.
Apparently, but like they could have at least said like, oh, we bought this storage unit and we're emptying it out and we saw a chair, so we sold it to a girl or something. But they never said. Just randomly they delivered this chair to her. No one explained why.
When they were moving it out of the truck, do you have that on your list?
What?
When they were moving the chair?
And the old guy?
Like sliced her hand open.
Oh, no, I didn't. Yeah, the chair just like, as they were trying to pick up the chair, it just like nearly cuts her fingers off.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Now I'm
Already.
afraid to move chairs.
Well, I mean, it definitely hurts. I've had my fingers crushed in there before, but like...
Hers were like sliced open.
Yeah. It was obviously intentional, but like...
I mean, he is a murderer.
Yeah. But, yeah, like it never explained what the hell that was about, and we got the first glimpse of this killer sofa. That wasn't even a sofa, it was a recliner.
Oh my god, it wasn't even a sofa.
It was a recliner, yeah.
Wow.
And it like the buttons were its eyes, and
that was the worst part.
the crease was like its mouth, and
the buttons as the eyeballs was the worst part.
Yeah, it was just so incredibly weird. But whatever. So there's the weird dancing part That guy
Yeah.
singing and she was just randomly dancing.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. I can't explain that one. But the part I want to talk about is the fact that they stop dancing and the homicide detectives show up and there's just this giant bad acting struggle because I feel like at the beginning of the movie Francesca and Gravy both were kind of bad at acting at the beginning and they slowly got better, and then Francesca got worse, if that makes sense. Like by the end of the movie I didn't really care for her acting once again.
Yeah, me either.
It was like right at the end she got kind of worse again. And it wasn't like she was like an awful actor or anything. That mover wasn't great. He just I don't know. That mover who moved the recliner initially, the friend of the girl who got her fingers halfway chopped off.
He was dumb.
He was awful.
And I don't think they're gonna hire like amazing
Like Johnny Depp or
actors
anything,
for
or
Killer Sofa.
No, but he, that was rough.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the guy puts his hands, the rabbi dude, puts his hands on the recliner, Killer Sofa, and he has a vision of this chick running away with little information of what the hell that is, but he was just, I guess he has like some gift or something, and he passes out.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool of him getting the vision or whatever, but then he was in the vision. He was just like,
Wait, what am I doing here?
You can't see what I'm doing. You're listening to the audio of this, but like the way he was acting in that moment, he was just like
creeping around.
Yeah, it was like not great. He was pretty good otherwise. For some reason, the boyfriend who's in it for like 2 minutes was the best actor. TJ?
Yeah.
He was weirdly the best actor in the movie, and he was in it for 2 minutes.
I don't know why he wasn't like in the movie more.
Yeah, he was the better actor. But yeah, so we get a little bit of information of what's going on with the sofa recliner. But then he tells the story to his girlfriend, and she said, "Oh, you have your dad's gift, or the gift." Well, that's kind of ominous, if you ask me.
Yeah, what gift?
What gift?
Talking to me and the sofa have a relationship? Is that the
Yeah, like
gift?
what the hell does this mean? And they didn't talk about what she was talking about yet, right? It was like later in the movie they talked about his father. Yeah, I thought so. But yeah, she was like, "You have the gift." What gift?
What gift?
What does this mean?
Yeah.
And like they just didn't talk about it for like half the movie. And then I want to talk about the fact that the sofa was in the window looking at the friend Maxie.
Yeah.
He was just like,
yeah, that was a weird little shot. It
Yeah.
was like 2 seconds.
the sofa's in the window.
Yeah.
And like she looks away and looks back up and it's gone. Okay, maybe she was seeing things for like 5 seconds, but like, was she?
Was she?
Then comes the weird part. I have written down, she really likes the sofa.
Yeah.
She's like rubbing on the sofa, and
I think that was a dream.
it ended up being a dream. But like she's just like rubbing on the sofa and
Yeah, she's
loving
getting a
up
little
on
too
it.
friendly with the sofa.
Yeah.
That made me
Especially
uncomfortable.
especially when we find out later what happens. We'll get there. But yeah, she really likes this sofa.
Yeah.
And then we find out it's just a dream, but still, like that's still weird either way.
So weird.
And then the crime scene pictures was actually probably the best part of the movie. They're talking about the crime scene, like from a long time ago or whatever.
Mhm.
It was that dude talking about the Dybbuk or whatever,
Uh,
wasn't it? He was showing like crime scene photos of the dolls and shit. That was probably the coolest scene in the movie. Yeah, to be honest, probably all the scenes with that guy who was like, if you come in contact with the Dybbuk, blah blah blah, that guy, the bald guy.
yeah.
He was probably the only good part of this movie. But that was like the cool part of the movie. It was like showing crime scene photos of and we learned like what actually happened to the chick that Rabbi saw in the dream or whatever. And then in his second minute of screen time, the sofa attacks TJ, which was pretty gnarly.
Oh, yeah.
It slams... The stove door was open. Why didn't he shut the stove yet? The pizza was in.
How do you let a sofa do this to you?
I know. Didn't he notice it was getting closer? But, like, he was making a pizza, and the sofa kept, like, creeping closer every time he would turn around. But it's the fact that it slams his legs into the stove door so hard, it, like, cuts his legs open and is bleeding. And then, like, a weird hook comes out from underneath. What exactly happened that he ended up not being able to walk?
Maybe it got his,
Achilles or something? But, like, it didn't explain it. It shoved his shins...
I think they're just leaving it up to our imagination.
I guess. It shoved his shins into a stove door to cut him. Don't get me wrong, that's gonna hurt like hell, but I don't know if, I need 2 canes and giant casts on my legs from a couple cuts on my shins.
Yeah.
But it didn't explain, like, exactly how he was hurt. But he was staying at his mom's, and I have written down, injured son, ? Meditate with headphones on. He's yelling for her.
Yeah.
Because he needs water. And she's just like, I'm in space right now with these headphones on, listening to my laptop, while my injured son's in the next room might be calling for me.
No worries.
I don't care.
I don't give a shit.
But you're nice and zen. Your son's in the next room in pain, dying in there. And, eventually dies. But the next scene is that there's more visions and more detail. The next interesting scene, I should say, is that the rabbi ends up remembering, and, like, his girlfriend does, like, this seance thing to make him remember. And we get more detail, which was kind of cool to see. It was like, it watched her run, and, like, this dude was chasing her, and she saw this other girl, and she slit her own throat, which was interesting. It just seemed like, why? Why was she running? Why was he chasing her, and why did she kill herself? She could have got away, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that was necessary.
I don't think so either. But it is what it is. And then Francesca's having more dreams of the guy breaking in and sniffing her underwear.
Yeah, like, what the hell?
What was that about?
What was that?
That was weird.
That also creeped me out.
And, like, she woke up and, like, isn't that when she saw the sofa move or something?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure that was. I'm trying to forget this movie, but trying to remember it for this episode, but... Oh, yeah, the chair watches her leave. Out the window again. That's when she looks up and sees it in the window again. Yeah. So, yeah, it watches her leave. Once again, it's in the window staring down with its weird sofa face.
Imagine your couch just looking out at you.
Yeah. Like,
Be
what?
like,
Not only that, just imagine your couch, like, killing.
Yeah. Just get rid of it.
Yeah. Throw it out the window.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
But Ralph was weird.
Uh-huh.
Incredibly weird.
Mm-hmm.
So Ralph shows up. It's this guy who we find out later in the movie why, but he's, like, obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And he shows up and is like, have you thought about that question I asked you? In the weirdest
Creep.
in the weirdest fucking way possible. Did you think about marrying me yet? Like, can we get married? Like, I love you.
I'd punch him in the face.
But no, he's just like, did you think about that question yet?
Stop.
I'm like, what the this dude's fucking
Could you
weird.
imagine if somebody came up to you and did that? I'd be like,
I'd punch
oh
him
my
right
god.
in the face. I don't know how she was so calm. Straight in the nose. Break his nose. Get the fuck out of here.
Straight in the nose, dude.
But he breaks into her apartment when she leaves to go to the police station. Because that's when they find out her boyfriend died.
Yeah.
And didn't tell her yet. So he breaks in. Ralph has fucking cameras in her apartment. He's changing the batteries.
Yeah.
What the? This dude's fucking weird. And
That's every woman's nightmare.
every woman's nightmare. And then he's like on the bed, like humping a hat and a bra.
That was. I hated that part.
What was that? He puts a hat on the bed in the shape of a vagina, and then a
Disgusting.
bra on the bed. Gets under the cover. He gets on his hands and his elbows and his knees, like a little kid. He didn't even like lay on the bed.
Yeah.
He like got on his knees and his elbows, and like put the blanket over top of him, and was like jumping on the bed,
And then he was saying her name.
like, "You are Francesca."
Yeah. I was like, stop!
This is fucking weird, dude.
I was like, please. Actually, that was the one time I was like, come on, sofa.
Yeah, like, please kill
Get
this
it.
guy.
Get this guy.
Yeah. And it was just like weird. He wasn't even like humping the bed. He was jumping on the bed. This dude was weird.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he dies, and I didn't care about that part.
Me either.
But then they get to the motel because they think someone's trying to kill her. Which, okay, is fair. I wouldn't expect a recliner at first either, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, my couch is evil. That's the first person I think's killing people.
Yeah, that's never who you would suspect first.
No. But Francesca at the motel was like, is the recliner okay? Bitch, why wouldn't it be? It's a chair. You know? Like, who thinks of that question in any situation? Like, she didn't know it was, like, evil quite yet, I don't think. But, like, she was like, is the recliner okay? Why wouldn't it be? Explain why you think it's not okay. And then okay, so this is where she finally sees the chair. She walks out in the living room because she heard a noise,
Uh-huh.
and the chair turns towards her,
You caught me.
and she screams, and she runs away or something. Oh, wait, no. It was Maxie. Maxie saw the chair turn. No, Maxie saw the chair throw Ralph off the balcony.
Yeah.
And apparently Ralph is Maxie's cousin, which is fucking weird. And the chair, as she was slowly backing out, she stepped on a clothespin, which always seems to be something to make noise when the killer's doing
Yeah.
something. A person always backing up slowly after seeing something they shouldn't have always seems to hit something to make
You
noise.
could probably threaten that sofa with like a screwdriver.
Probably. Who the fuck knows?
Like, I'm gonna take you apart.
Listen, none of this movie made sense, so. But the chair ended up seeing her, so the chair, like, chases her or whatever. And, she has to jump out the window and lands in the garbage can. You think she's dead.
Oh, yeah. Lands in the garbage
That was
can.
weird. That part was weird. Like, how did that happen? Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll get to that part second. So, the cops found the body of Ralph.
Yep.
Didn't even look for Maxie. Just, like, quit looking for Maxie. Even though, like, that's who they went looking for there. And heard her phone and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow Ralph's body was under a tarp when he got thrown off the balcony. I don't know. That part doesn't make sense to me. But they found the body. And Francesca ran away. So we got the story about Valerie and Gerard, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're lovers and she's a witch. And, you know, they tried to kill her for being a witch, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know if, like, that was Salem witch trials era or what that was.
Yeah,
or...
I don't know what that was either. Good talk.
But then Francesca was like, "Oh, Valerie, blah blah blah, whatever. That's my great grand or the girl who saw her kill herself." Like, "Oh, that's my great grandma." Oh, so that just is ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just so happens to be
What
your
are the
grandmother.
odds?
What are the odds? But I guess it attached to that girl's body who saw her kill herself. Which, okay, whatever. That's not the craziest thing about this movie.
Not at all.
And then the rabbi and Francesca are trying to make the Dybbuk boxes to catch the Dybbuk spirit and burn it, kill it, whatever. He starts having heart or pain, chest pain or whatever, and he's like reaching for his pill bottle.
Mm-hmm.
She grabs the fucking box. Doesn't even acknowledge
Yeah.
the pill bottle sitting there. She's like, oh, the box. Okay, I'll go get help. What?
Dummy.
Grab the fucking pills. And then his girlfriend, Ashanti or whatever, comes in and is like, Jack, are you okay? Like, no, bitch, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
Still reaching for the pills. And she
Somebody
doesn't even...
hand me the fucking pills.
She still doesn't even hand him the pills. And she should know they're dating. She should know that he's taking the pills for his chest pain.
Idiot.
So she picks him up and puts him on the couch or whatever. And he's still reaching for the fucking pills that no one has handed him yet. It's like, we need an ambulance. Just hand him the fucking pills. Like, this dude's about to die.
So frustrating.
And the pill bottle's right there to help him. That was... And it seemed like they went out of their way to make it
frustrate
look...
you.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, they put the pill bottle in plain sight. It was like, nah, she ain't gonna grab it. You're gonna get pissed off. I was like, yeah, I was pissed off. Because it's literally right there. Broad daylight. And then... the stupidest fucking scene in this movie that almost made me turn it off, but I knew I was so close to the end that I just had to finish it, was when she put the box on the floor, kicked it over to the sofa, and was like, get in the box.
Yeah.
And they kept pushing the box back and forth, like playing hockey with it. What the fuck was that? So she's like, get in the box, and like kicking it and screaming it and crying, and the sofa is just like smacking it back with the footrest thing, and it was like, no. Like, what the this fucking sofa talks now?
Yeah, since when could he talk?
What the fuck is going on? It looks like that they're just trying to wrap up the movie.
Yeah.
And like they're just looking for the most convoluted bullshit thing to throw in. And it's just a struggle of like moving the box 2 inches towards each other. Like, that was
like,
the
what are we
stupidest,
doing, guys?
That was the stupidest scene in this whole movie. But she like gets frustrated, starts dumping the gas on the chair and herself, and like
on herself.
On herself part seemed completely unnecessary.
That
you could have
was
just dumped
so
the gas
dumb.
on the chair.
Why would you dump it on yourself?
But then she gets the matches and strikes it and like holds it out. He's like, I'm gonna do it. Okay, the first one makes sense. Okay, so he blows it out. The fucking sofa
has wind.
somehow
has air
blew
in
out the
his
match.
lungs.
Yeah. Can you explain that to me?
Yeah.
I can't explain it. So the sofa blows out the match. And then she strikes another one. He blows it out again because she held it out there. Then the third one, held it out, blew it out. Fourth one, held it out, blew it out. And I think she did a fifth one. And she held it out. And he blew it out. I think 5 whole fucking times. I know 4 for sure. But I'm pretty sure it was 5.
Why didn't you just light it? Boom.
Why didn't she just fucking throw it? Why did she keep holding it out there for him to blow it out?
So dumb. She was dumb.
Like, they obviously took one shot of him, of the couch blowing it out, and just kept repeating, like looping it. Like every time she would strike the match, it was the same scene, just like it was the same scene over and over again, like 5 times. And I just don't understand why she didn't just toss the match. Just fucking throw it. And oh yeah, they apparently, I accidentally skipped it, was that the girl detective Grape was in Ralph's house, which is apparently right across the street from Francesca's.
Mm-hmm.
They saw he's been recording her for a long time, and saw that the sofa was moving and whatnot, and saw through the telescope. The telescope was looking at her house and shit. Right across the street, mind you. So the sofa stands up, is about to kill Francesca or whatever. Fucking Gravy comes pouring in, fucking shoots her in the head. I want you to explain how Gravy got there before Grape, when Grape was across the fucking street at Ralph's house.
Yeah, I don't know.
And he was all the way at the fucking police station.
Dilly-dallying.
Apparently. When she knew she was gonna die.
Yeah.
And she, as soon as she saw the sofa, she saw the sofa move in the video almost the exact same time in the movie that Gravy was told that he cut off his legs to get stuffed in the sofa. So he freaked out and ran, and they left at like the same time. How did the person across the street go slower than the dude who was like far away in the police station?
Nothing about this movie makes sense, so I don't know.
So Gravy busts in and shoots the fucking sofa in the face.
Yeah.
Okay. And then somehow the top pops off. I don't remember how that happened. And like there was just a dude underneath and shoots him in the forehead. There was just a dude in the sofa. Or in the recliner.
Yeah.
That was the thing. So he kills him. Whoop-de-doo. Anticlimactic. Whatever. And then Grape is sitting at her desk at the whatever. And the coroner or whatever calls her and was like, "Hey, this body's been dead for weeks." So apparently the guy in the recliner has been dead for weeks, and the Dybbuk spirit latched onto a corpse inside the sofa and used the sofa as a soul conduit or something. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But whatever. And then after this whole thing is done, she goes into the bathroom and like this spirit takes her over or something, I guess. I don't know where the spirit came from.
Yeah.
But Francesca gets taken over by the spirit, and like she calls Gravy over for a date or something. And I'm just so confused. You know, like she turned back into a bad actress.
Yeah.
She was really bad at the end. Gravy was okay. And she knocks him out with the tea and the oleander. And then the sofa trades souls with Gravy or whatever, and takes over the body. And then like they kill Grape for some reason.
Yeah.
And then Maxie sees them kill Grape. And I just don't know what the hell happened.
It's a whole fiasco.
And like Francesca and Gravy, now possessed by spirits, like run off and like, oh, I skipped something I wanted to talk about, but Maxie's just like there.
Uh-huh.
For what reason?
Who knows?
And what happened? Did nothing happen to Maxie then? I don't even remember. Yeah, I didn't think so. I skipped over the fact that Maxie got out of the garbage can and like walked it back into the apartment, and like the crime scene person just like walked right past her. Fucking glass sticking out of her forehead.
Yeah, no biggie.
I wrote down, everyone just ignored the glass in Maxie's head. Like Francesca gets up, "Oh, Maxie, you're okay," and runs over and hugs her. Like, not to mention the glass in her forehead.
Yeah, not at all.
Gravy and Grape don't acknowledge it. None of the crime scene people. Like, she's just fine. Just has, glass in her forehead. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
She's normal. She's here.
She's fine.
And like she goes to the hospital, gets it taken out, and has a bandage.
Yeah.
Like that,
No biggie.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. And yeah, like something. Oh yeah, after they leave, she goes back up into the. Maxie goes into the apartment, like to see Grape dead there on the floor. But then like she's like looking into the buttons of the sofa, and there's just something in there. I don't know what the thing was in there. Do you know? Me either. So yeah, that was just confusing. Last 10 minutes.
Most parts about this were confusing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What did you rate this movie?
I didn't even give it a rating. I was just so confused.
I give it a
3?
2. I give it a 2.
Yeah.
It's higher than it should be.
Pretty low.
That was a bad movie.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Movie-wise, it was better than Death Curse of Tartu or whatever. Because that movie was just bad in all aspects.
It's what's the word? Unique?
I guess. But like Rubber already did it, and it was stupid.
Rubber.
It was stupid. But like, I don't know. Somehow it beat Rubber for me.
There we go. Finally.
So I got somehow fear facts for this movie.
Okay, let's go.
There was one chair used in this whole movie.
Nice.
And like they had to cut out some scenes that they wanted to do to save the like suede on the chair and stuff.
Oh my god.
They wanted to do like an Exorcist style puking blood scene out of the chair, but they couldn't because they didn't want to ruin the chair because they only bought one. And there was one scene where the chair was supposed to jump off the balcony and land onto somebody and smash them against the car and kill them.
Yeah.
But they couldn't because they
didn't want to ruin the chair.
Yeah.
That checks out.
There's a chair with fangs on the cover. And on like the DVD case or whatever. But it never appears in the movie.
Oh.
Yeah. It was just on the cover.
Okay.
They just in the poster and shit. But it never appeared with fangs in the movie. So
interesting.
So this is by far the most confusing plot or part of this movie, and it has to do with the title. Not only is it not a sofa, it's a recliner, but the first title was supposed to be My Lover, My Lazy Boy.
Oh my god. Okay.
Which is better than Killer Sofa, in my opinion. But they were worried they were going to get sued by Lazy Boy, so they didn't go with that. So they took a Stephen King-esque title and called it The Furnishing, which is infinitely better than Killer Sofa.
Yeah, I agree.
And they ended up landing on Killer Sofa. Should have stuck with The Furnishing, because that's definitely better.
I like that one. Would have sounded scarier.
I don't know how you went from My Lover, My Lazy Boy to The Furnishing, and I was like, oh, Killer Sofa, that's good.
That's a good one.
It's not even a sofa.
Killer Recliner.
Killer Recliner. And then for my final, the chair that they bought costed $100 in New Zealand money.
Okay.
$64 in USA.
Wow.
That's all my fear facts. So the only interesting ones out of the 7 that they had.
Okay.
Yeah, so that movie wasn't a good one.
You should still watch it. It's free on Tubi.
It's free on Tubi. I still rented it on YouTube because the ads pissed me off after a little bit.
Okay, nah. I can sit with the ads.
Nope. Hate ads. So I just rented it. But, yeah. That was a bad movie. If you want to watch it just to know what we're talking about, by all means. But do it at your own risk because it's dumb.
Just do it, guys.
Just do it, guys. So, go ahead and read our next question. If I can grab the card.
This 2000 film is about 2 sisters named Ginger and Bridget, who struggle with the idea that one of them is a werewolf.
So go ahead and answer that question on the Facebooks. The Jujles.
The Jujles.
Don't jujle it.
Don't jujle it.
And Yeah, so if you know the answer, answer on the Facebook. Our next movie is one of my more favorite ones, Disturbia, Shia LaBeouf.
LaBeoufy.
Or Shia LaBeouf, as
Shia LaBeouf.
Michael Scott says. It is a it's like I don't really know how to describe it because you take Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window, and it's like a similar movie. Like it has the same story and premise and whatnot, but it's like based on on Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. But I love it a lot. Shia LaBeouf is a really great actor in my opinion, and the neighbor is one of the guards from Green Mile. He's a really good actor. I like him a lot. But yeah, we'll catch you next week with that. Thanks for listening and still listening for whoever's listening right now.
Thank you so much, and thanks for listening to this one.
Yeah, because this one was a rough one.
It was a toughie.
But we will catch you next week with Disturbia.
Catch you later.